us. Didn't even get to cross.
Hey guys, it's Jason with Longtime Gaming. It is Monday, February 23rd, and let's jump right into this. This is going to be a video about Star Citizen, a game I have been following for the longest time now. I backed this game early last year and purchased the Freelancer along with a couple other ships which I've since given away to friends, but I can't tell you how excited I am about this game. And you know, I could just go on a major rant right now and ADD, but I'm going to try to focus on what you're looking at right now, which is the Orion mining platform by RSI, also known as the Rugged Colossus. Guys, this ship was just released. The page for it, I should say, that goes over the ship specs and some of the graphic art and whatnot. But check this thing out. Just look at it. Guys, I'm a huge fan of stuff like this when it comes down to, you know, just games and being able to go in there and having a sandbox and being able to basically like take things out of the game and, you know, generate a real live living breathing economy. And when you get detail like this, I mean, if you've played Eve, you know mining's fun in that game. It's kind of more of an AFK scenario where you continuously mine, but you can be multitasking and stuff. But check this thing out. Look at the detail that they have put into this. I'm changing this to my background. It's happening right now. Boom, it's done and done. Okay, that's how much I'm excited about this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down, guys. We'll have to come back and look at it a little more, but let's check out some of the concept art and look at a little more of the details. I'm gonna read this whole thing for you. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to read it, but anyway, there's gold and then there are hills. Damn right. The RSI Orion is mankind's premier spatial mining platform, fully compatible with all Mark. Ooh, my Roman numerals are kind of foobar right now. Remote mining devices and featuring an onboard refinery and a system of saddlebag class storage units. For advanced mining operations, the RSI Orion is second to none. The Orion carries a crew of up to 6 responsible for flight operations, engineering, and manning both turrets and pre-installed drone interfaces. By the way, I wasn't expecting this, and I missed this when they released it initially on, I believe it was Friday the 22nd, right? Ooh, the 21st, so on Saturday. But they show the drones, and I just saw that, and that is kind of why I'm so hyped right now. But anyways, ADDing a little, let me continue. Onboard accommodations, while, excuse me for that, industrial and style, support all crew for extended duration mining runs. A genuine complete mining solution. A single Orion can locate, identify, extract lucrative ores, or it can be paired with explorers and transports to form the centerpiece of a larger scale mining operation. Guys, if you've played Eve, that is it's hard to like compare them because they're so different and are going to be so different. I mean, this is going to be fly-by-wire, and Eve is kind of more a point-and-click type thing in space. But anyways, get to the core of the matter with the all-new RSI Orion. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move ahead, guys. Let's check this concept art out, though. Here you've got a little figure, a little human figure, and that just kind of gives you the scale of how big this is. This is the front of the ship before you even get to the revolving platforms that it's got. But check that out. Look how massive. You can definitely tell this is going to be one of the larger ships in Star Citizen. Not quite as big as the Idris, but comparable. I believe it's 160 meters long. We'll get into that in just a second when we look at the specs. But just theory crafting here, check that out. It's almost like this thing could actually go right up to an asteroid and mine it, like come into contact with it and mine it. And let's look. You've got precision laser cutters right here, and then tractor beams. So that's what I think is going to happen. It's not going to physically come into contact with it, but you'll have precision lasers that are basically dissecting asteroids, and then the tractor beams basically bringing them right into these little crushers right here, which I work in oil and gas, and if you've ever seen drill bits, this is really good. The detail off of this looks pretty cool, and I imagine if this is like a section of it, you know, and if there were like two on that side and then two on the other, a mirror image, if you will, that could totally, like, it's plausible that could rip some stuff up and kind of bring it into the craft itself and kind of move it towards the back and kind of like a line, an assembly line or a destruction line, if you will. Maneuvering thrusters right here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next picture. Ooh, these look cool. I imagine these are the tractor beams, as you can see. Oh no, it says primary laser variation, dual focusing laser cannon. Now that's interesting. I can't tell right off the bat if that means it's like a weapon or if that's part of the mechanism to kind of destroy the asteroid and bring it towards you. I would imagine that would have been the laser, but that's still cool. Asymmetric cockpit. That's pretty neat. Rotating gunner and tractor beam platform. So there's the, looks like the bottom gun, and then, okay, this is the scanner array. I initially thought that was another turret, but it's not. Let's look down here. These maneuvering thrusters, and then here you have an observation window. It looks like you can go to the base here. This totally looks like a craft that's going to be run, you know, by multiple people. Like, I don't know, I'm speculating obviously, but we'll see. It definitely looks like it's gonna need quite a few people to, you know, some to operate and fly the ship, some to maybe perhaps do the mining, and then, you know, somebody to manage the drones. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm sure the information's out there, and I'm going to bring that to y'all. If y'all like, y'all can subscribe, and if you like the video, let me know, and I'll continue to like dig into this. But anyway, I'll show you the animation of these rotating, but let's go ahead and go to the next picture before we see that. Here we go. From the back, you can kind of see this is you've got the engines here. You got the 4 primary thrusters, it looks like. I say thrusters, but engines, and then you've got this looking from the front. Here's what I was talking about earlier with basically the mining teeth, and basically once you tractor that in, that kind of looks like a drill bit from, you know, an oil and gas. Let me just see. Let me Google that for y'all real quick and show y'all. Oil or drill bit. Let's see if I can. No. There you go, right here for oil. So they totally took the concept from that you see in gas and oil and applied it to this design. Just wanted to show you all that real quick because it is pretty neat for them to kind of go into it and you know, add that little detail. So it really adds to the immersion and the plausibility of everything. So moving along, this is where I'm kind of like nerdgasming because of the drone and the detail, the level of detail that they've incorporated. It's just like, oh, I want this so bad. Like, I want to play this game, and it's going to be cool. And I really hope they have good animations, because this is, you know, something that, you know, most of the time you might think of as an afterthought to kind of add really detailed animations to something like a droid or something. But we'll see. It's cool. You can kind of make out the size of this thing. It's going to be quite large. It looks like almost twice the height of a human, so maybe approximately 12 feet by 12 feet, you know. That's pretty cool. Now check this out, and you may have seen what I showed as I was clicking earlier, the Star Wars drone from The Empire Strikes Back, I believe. Oh god, I hope I got that right. I've got to make sure this is it. Empire Strikes Back. Is that the right one? Yes. Okay, cool. Alright, so this guy here, just tell me, what's your opinion? Put it in the comments, because I am desperate to know. Doesn't that look like they kind of took that variation with the hanging, what would you call these? Just kind of arms, if you will, tentacles almost. But it looks very similar, but then they kind of like took the top part and made it like, you know, old school almost. It just, you know, this completely looks new, but then they kind of incorporated these drone arms that you've kind of seen from like Star Wars. Am I right? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments section. But yeah, this is where I get really excited, is when I start seeing stuff like this. And because I mean, these are like you know, these are like less detailed than the ships, but then, you know, or less important, I would think. But then they go in, they put so much effort into developing this that it's just like I can't wait to see it rendered in game on the CryEngine. But let's go to number 6. Here you've got like the schematic basically, which is pretty cool. This is almost, I think these are the posters that they do. So that's pretty cool. Kind of shows you a different view, if you will, to what we saw on, I think, picture 3. Yeah, kind of this is a cutout, but that one is kind of more in depth. But anyway, I'm going to move along on this page, and let's go check out the specifications. So we know it's 170 meters. I think I said it was 160, but it's 170. And that is major. That's huge compared to, you know, like the Freelancer or even, you know, some of the other ships. And I've already got it brought up here. So just to give you a comparison, because I'm sure you've been following along, right? And looking at the other ships they've got, like the Reclaimer, for example. And here you've got the Constellation. So, you know, I think the Constellation is a good measure here to kind of give you an idea. The Constellation is 60 meters in length. So 3 constellations would equal kind of the length of this, just shy of it, obviously, or just slightly longer, I should say. But anyway, that should give you an idea. Now let's go ahead and just check out the Idris real quick. The Idris here kind of gives you some nice scale. It's 238 meters in length, and if you've seen some of the videos where they go in and they walk around the interior and the ship, you can just kind of see how big that is and kind of compare it. So let's go down and keep looking at the Colossus here. Here's a little snippet that was pretty cool. Unladen, the Orion's mass will significantly increase when carrying ore. Additionally, please note that mass data for large ships are currently inaccurate in comparison to smaller craft. The Orion's mass represents our first attempt at a more scientific method for determining mass, which will be applied to all large spacecrafts upon review by the design team. So this is basically a snippet kind of letting us know that they're going to keep this thing relatively plausible. So if you can imagine, as you're taking on more and more ore and refining it and storing it into the various containers that are going to be included in the ship, your mass is going to increase. So the more stuff you have, the more ore and various mining, probably drones and whatnot, the slower the ship's going to move. So I could just like picture bounty hunters, or pirates I should say, coming, and then, you know, like maybe you dump half your cargo and are able to, you know, figure out that you need to dump half your cargo to maintain a level of speed, or to, you know, keep a certain level of distance for you to get into, like, jump into hyperspace or something like that, which is cool. I love the fact that they're, you know, taking the stuff kind of to that level. So I'm gonna go down here and let's check out. I'll go ahead and do full screen for you guys. This is the animation, so just give it a second to buffer. Oh, I've got to start it over. There we go. Come on now, check that out. It's almost like, you know, if you've ever seen A Space Odyssey, it's kind of like that. It reminds me like maybe this is generating almost a gravitational field like inside the ship, but I don't quite know what that's gonna do. We'll find out, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's a good reason, because I'm sure they've been really good about kind of like, this ship does this and it has this feature to kind of support X, you know, just whatever reason. So I'm curious what that's going to do. If you already know, drop it in the comments. Like, don't wait, duh. But anyways, let's go down to the technical overview. This thing is going to be big, right? So obviously you've got, looks like 4 TR6 primary engines, which we saw up here. I mean, that was pretty obvious. Oh, well, I'm not going to bring up the schematic again, but you saw from the rear. Shit, why not bring it up? 1, 2, 3, 4 primary engines right there, which would be the main forward propulsion system. Then you've got, looks like, what? Wow, that's a shitload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. So 12 TR3 maneuvering thrusters, a big ol' S6 power plant. Obviously, you don't have a lot of weapon hard points comparatively to like the Idris, for example. but it looks like it's going to be enough to give anybody who wants to take you on, or try to at least, a run for their money. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, it's a lot of mass. I mean, you'll see. Oh, here it is. 6-person. It's a 6-person crew. So if they stick with it, what their intention is for, if it says 6-person crew, there's going to be an objective that each of the crew members can fulfill. So obviously, one to me would be like the captain or the pilot, kind of doing that. Somebody on the tractor beam, and then maybe somebody on the lasers, somebody on the drones, perhaps, and then the other 2 probably in the top and bottom turrets, you know, doing some defense. That's my thoughts initially, but we'll see. The ship is currently on sale if you're interested. It's going for, I think I saw it said 315. Let me find out real quick at the very bottom. 325 United States dollars. You can get yours. This is limited, guys, so I mean, generally these things kind of get snatched up pretty quick, and this I think it came out either Friday or Saturday. But anyway, if you want to read all this, I will put a link to this whole page in the description. I really hope you enjoyed this. Here it was at the bottom. I hope you enjoyed my review and my commentary, guys. I really enjoy Star Citizen, and I've been like on the hype train for a little bit now. Obviously, I'm more one to manage my expectations, but this is my niche. Sci-fi, space, dogfighting ships in a sandbox universe. I'm really pulling for Star Citizen. Obviously, it's good to manage your expectations. But anyways, guys, this is Jason with Longtime Gaming. I'm going to come back at you with more Star Citizen more frequently now. I mean, this is what I'm passionate about, this game, and doing commentary on stuff that I'm passionate about. So anyways, if you like this video and you want to see more, hit that like button for me. If you want, feel free to subscribe, guys, and I will see y'all next time.